This one we're going to be going over examples of approximation problems that are number 10, and they're always going to be number 10 for a number sense elementary. And this is going to be for UIL and TMSCA. So whenever we're going over these approximation problems, what we need to know is that they're approximation. What that means is, let's say, for example, the true answer for this one is 2,249, right? Well, there's a margin of error that they allow for correct answers. So whatever is 5% above this, which is 2,362, and 5% below this, 2,136, any numbers, any answers that you put in here that fall between these two numbers, they'll allow. Now, there's a certain way of doing this so that you won't waste too much time. You don't have to get the correct answer, and I don't recommend you do. I recommend to find the easiest and quickest way to get the answer, and the way to do it for this example is just to round. So basically treat this as 2,000 and treat this as 200, which is 2,200. And if you notice, this answer falls between these two. So in this example, this is really 2,000 plus 2,000 plus 200. And if you notice, the tens and the ones digit really don't play a big impact on the answer itself. So your answer would be 4,200 here. Same thing here. So it would be 2,000 plus 200 plus 2,200. And this one, it doesn't have any impact whatsoever on the answer. So this would be 2,000 plus 2,000, which is 4,000, and then 200 plus 200, which is 400. So it's 4,400. Now these, when you start jumping a little bit more, now the 10,000s and the thousands place start playing a bigger role. You might, I don't think that this 100 is going to play any impact. So you're really adding 39 plus 23, and you're treating the last three digits as zeros, okay? So 39 plus 23 is 2, 9 plus 3 is 12, so carry the 1 is going to be 6, so 62,000, okay? Now these ones over here, same thing. Whenever you're multiplying these, you got to think about, if you're going to round in the way that you were doing up here with the addition, you got to be careful in which one you're rounding. So if you round the 2,000, that's okay because you're only getting 4 225s less. Now, if you were to round this one, you're getting rid of a big chunk of numbers. So I recommend just to round the bigger number because this one doesn't have as much of an impact. So 2,000 times 225, well, it's going to be 0, 0, 0 because of 3 zeros in there, and then you're going to double this one here, which is 0, 5, and then 4. So 450,000, okay? This one over here, it's a little bit different. We just got to be a little bit careful with this one. So I know that a lot of you guys maybe have not gone over the 11s trick. I recommend you guys go over into the video and take a look at that. But we're going to treat this as 1,100 times 270 plus 1. Now, we're going to write these 3 zeros down first, 1, 2, 3. And we're going to ignore this 1. It doesn't have much of an impact on it. So we're going to do the 11s trick on the 27, which is you write the 7 first. You add the 2 and the 7, which is 9, and you write the 2. So this would be your answer, 297,000. And then this one over here, we can treat this as a 2,000. We don't have to use the 11s trick, right? So you're going to write the 3 zeros, 1, 2, 3, and then it's going to be 2 times 11, which is 22, okay? The next one over here, this one's a little bit tricky, and I'm not expecting you guys to answer these right away because having this so early can be, pretty difficult, but we have to treat 625 as something similar that looks to 0.625, which is 5/8, okay? Now, in order for us to get 0.625 from this one, we need to multiply this piece times 1,000. So times 1,000, okay? So we're really going to treat this as 320 times 5/8 times 1,000, okay? So right off the bat, I'm going to write these 3 zeros and that 0. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I'm going to divide 32 by 8, which is 4. 4 times 5 is 20. So I'm going to write this number here. So 200,000. Now, I know that's very layered. Again, knowing these two are equal takes some practice for you to memorize the fractions. Now, over here, this one's a little bit tricky, okay? This almost looks like this one. If you round both of them to 2,000, it ends up being this 2,000 plus 2,000 times 4. Well, this is a plus sign, by the way. So 2,000, okay? So So there's 4 here and there's 1 here. So in total, there's 5 2000s. So we can rewrite this as 5 times 2000, which is 10,000. Okay, and by the way, I just forgot. I did put the commas, and we're not supposed to put commas whenever we're doing a number sense test because they counted wrong, okay? Now over here, it's very similar to the one that we just did above. Okay, so over here, what we have is we have a 2024 times 25, and then we're taking away a 2000. These two combined is 2024. So if I take away, notice it says minus sign 1 from this, we only have 24. Okay, let me erase this right here. So we only have 24 2024s. And then if I were to round this, now we can round this to 2000, right? And then now we're going to write these 3 zeros, 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to double this one. That's going to be 48. So 48,000. Now I know these are very, very layered, and all it takes is a lot of practice for all of these to be just second nature. And I can get you all that practice if you want to just go ahead and reach out to me.